It's Juvon. I'm from Harlem, right here in Manhattan, New York.
Now, let's say you ask somebody out, right? And they turn you down. You gonna try again? You gonna try to convince them?
I might have to try again. You know, I do believe in the word of the great Aliyah. If I fail once, I'm gonna try again. After that, walking on.
But you more of a top or a bottom?
Equally both.
So you could be both, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about the way you dress? How important is that when it comes to dating? Yeah.
People find me very, I don't know. A lot of times people would either find me intimidating, so I don't really get many direct compliments, but I do get a lot of interesting looks, and I do hear I have good fashion sense, so that makes me feel good.
What kind of dudes would be attractive?
A lot of masculine types, I would say.
What are your thoughts on, because you know, a lot of guys, they come to places like this specifically to meet women. Some people say this is the right place to do it. Some people say it's the wrong place to do it. Where do you stand on that?
I say it could literally be either or. With me, I believe that if you're going to meet somebody, it can happen anywhere, anytime, any place. Anytime, any place. Anyone could be around.
What do you think about dudes that come here specifically with the goal or agenda of meeting somebody? Because, you know, I've heard people say that, you know, if you're going there specifically to do that, it ain't gonna happen. If it happens, it happens. You know, where do you stand on that?
I believe it's 50-50, depending on the person. Like, your vibrations is really what it's all it's gonna be. Vibrations and physicality do get into it for the majority of people, no lie. So if you're gonna go anywhere with the purest intent of meeting someone, whether that's for hooking up or lasting, make sure your vibes is high, because otherwise you're getting nowhere. But there's always a chance.
Now here's the thing, a lot of guys, they blindly come out here looking to meet women, but they don't know how to find those vibes they're talking about. They just see a good looking woman and they run over there. No vibes, no nothing. And some people would say that's a recipe for disaster. What kind of vibes should we be looking for?
I say use the nerves that are in your heart and not the nerves that are in your head. Use the nerves in your head, you start thinking logically. When you think logically about how you feel, you're gonna fuck up. It's not gonna be the best way to go about it. When you just using your heart about it, that's where the vibe is. People gonna feel that, you gonna feel it yourself. And if you're not clicking with somebody, that's clear. And you should know, read the room. When it's time to go, you go. But if something is looking right, I say use your mark, don't think, just speak.
Oh, now compliments. A lot of people say you shouldn't be complimenting a woman in public spaces like this, like strangers. Where do you stand on that? Should you compliment a woman on the street like this? Like,
I'll compliment anybody, quite frankly. I believe in compliments. I think compliments are a great thing. People that might sound a certain way with their compliments is a different story. Like, it's all on delivery, I suppose, there. But a compliment is always a nice thing. I know I love them. I give them all the time. I can't help it. I'm a truthful person and I have a big mouth.
Can you deliver it in the wrong way for me? Like, let's say I say I like her hair, right? Can you deliver that in the wrong way for me? Can you dramatize it?
Okay, this is a wrong example of telling somebody you like their hair. You go up and you straight up start feeling it and be like, oh, how do you do that? What's in there? That's not a compliment. That's called an altercation. Yes.
All right, now, can you tell me the right way to do it?
The right way would be like, excuse me, or just going up to somebody and just say, I like your look. Your hair is dope. It's so nice. You have a wonderful day. If it's in the nail, it doesn't take much.
So that is the right and the wrong way to do it. All right, now, online dating. Where do you stand on that?
Online dating, it's iffy. It's iffy, but I guess at the same time, it ain't no more iffy than real life.
Yeah.
The thing is, where it just gets a little more sketchy is that you gotta, I believe you do have to actually at some point meet a person and actually see how they are physically before you get anywhere far in any type of info or anything is given. People make that mistake quite often, I find. I can't speak for myself, thankfully. But I have quite a few friends that have gotten into some weird ass situations when it comes to online dating. Like either it be catfishing or just straight up meeting the person and then they go ghost. Straight up Danny Phantom on it.
But couldn't you go ghost meeting somebody here too, though?
That is true. But then I believe with meeting people in person, you gotta be smart about it. Somebody should be more able to tell off of things such as speech and body language whether or not a person is really into them. And then, unless you're messing with a pure player, you shouldn't really have an issue there.
Now we talk about reading people's vibes. How many minutes or seconds does it take for you to sense the person's vibes?
Me personally?
Yes. Let's say you're meeting a random person here. How quickly can you sense that this person is either negative or positive, right for you or wrong for you?
Within the first 10 seconds for me.
10 seconds?
Yes.
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me specifically, but when it comes to things such as, I'm really good at body language. Speech is also something that sticks out to me. Like how a person speaks and where they're coming from can say a lot about them altogether, but also the way that they're standing towards you, how intrigued by your own words they are. If a person's just not listening to you or just going on and on about whatever, usually about themselves, it's a pretty big red flag.
Yeah. What are some other red flags we need to be looking for? Well, I mean,
Bad
not
hygiene.
only when it comes to like mating, but when it comes to also just meeting random people.
Bad hygiene.
Bad hygiene?
That's a major red flag.
Yeah.
Bad hygiene, yes. When it comes to hygiene, I have a firm stance on that's got to be up. And I think everyone can agree now more than ever, quite frankly. Now, hygiene always has to be up. Like, your teeth should be clean, your breath should not stink, your nails should be at least decent. When you're talking to a person, you don't want to stink. It's not an attractive thing. People like things that smell good to them. And yeah, you don't want to smell like you just got off work handling the garbage pile.
All right, now do you think opposites can attract? Because some people, they may be like into sports, they want their mates to also be into sports. Do you think like someone who's not into sports at all could be with somebody who, is into sports, working out every day?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, you work out, right?
I do. I try.
Do you ever get with people that just like they don't work out or anything?
Yes.
So that could work too.
Yeah, I think it mainly depends on the time aspect of it. How much one person gets to know the other, because opposites can very well attract.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a person that likes knowledge, just being open.
Yeah.
New things and experiences are always a great way to keep a relationship going. Any type of relationship, really.
When do you believe the peak of a human being's life is?
That's a tricky question. I believe that is a highly unique to an individual type of question.
Well, generally speaking.
Generally,
Let's
honestly,
say on average.
On average, I would say, let's average it out. I would say about between the ages of 17 and 23.
That's a good point. Why do you believe that?
Mentality is a big part of it, especially because when it comes to things such as, well, let's go off of my generation, Gen Z. The generation that's starting to see a lot more openness to it. Because when it comes to things such as race, ageism, sexism, a lot of those are problems that are ultimate hindrances that continue on. But I'm sorry, I derailed from the question.
So the older you get, the more racist
I was getting to the maturity aspect of it.
Yeah.
A lot of my generation, and even kids that are younger than myself, I've noticed are highly mature. More so than most people I've met that are 3 times my own age. To the point where you can try to reason with somebody and they will just blindsidedly shut you down no matter what it is. Like, you tell them the sky's blue, they say the sky's red, you can't change that. That's all in the person, but...
So you think it's downhill from 24?
No, I believe it can evolve, but there are certain aspects. In general, it tends to be downhill.
What else other than your physical body will go downhill? You say your mentality too?
Yes.
Anything else?
Currently, as we're talking like present time, I can say the spirituality aspect has been evolving. I can see that a lot with many people around, not only this area, but on a global scale, quite frankly. It seems like the world is starting to spiritually incline more. And that's starting to just make more of a loving vibe. Like, such as this park right now. I haven't seen it so lively in quite some time.
So you know, I've noticed like myself that people. Do you think people get crazier as they get older? Because I've noticed like in this park, just by this park, a lot of the lunatics that be coming here tend to be a little bit older. You think people get crazier with age?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because the constructs that a lot of us are taught originally are just completely broken down. And it just doesn't fit. And at that point, when it doesn't fit, it can become anything. And what's anything is usually quite chaotic in most eyes.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of crazy, how do you know somebody's crazy?
I guess that would depend on how you define crazy, but if we're on the general aspect of it, it would be like
mentally unhealthy. What is
I would define that as what do you intend to do with whatever knowledge that you have. That's what I define like crazy. Like, if we're talking about the positive aspect of crazy, we can go on about how crazy can be a good thing, but if get the general sense, we're talking about crazy in the sense of just devolve. Let's say that.
I'm thinking,
oh, if I could redo any parts, admitting my feelings to a certain person I felt for. Did not go well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So relationships.
Yeah.
You redone that.
Specifically one, yeah.
If you weren't in New York, where would you be?
If I wasn't in New York, yeah. Hollywood.
Hollywood? California?
I like entertaining. Yeah. I feel like it would be pretty easy.
You an actor?
I would like to be.
Can you do a New York accent?
Yeah, what's good? We up here in New York. Shit's lit. We up here in the sunlight. It's crazy because even though I'm from New York, I just realized I sound more southern than anything, so I don't know what I'm doing here.
So you're southern, you sound southern. You spend time down south?
No, I just have a very southern family. I've been in Harlem all my life.
Where's your family from originally?
Well, my mother's side is from different parts of the South. My grandmother's from Tennessee. There's also parts of Virginia. Apparently, we got Texas and Mississippi up over there. My father's side is, well, he's Jamaican. And he's Islander.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that, how important is ancestry to you?
Very important.
Yeah.
I think it's very important because for me, and it's funny because I recently just took a ancestry DNA test.
Oh yeah, what'd you find out?
More than I thought. A lot more than I thought I knew.
What'd they tell you?
It gives you like, they definitely do. It gives you like the main breakdown of like the strongest parts of your DNA, but also the regions. Okay. It's weird because my strongest DNA strands come from, of course, most of West Africa, but I also found that I have more regions of my blood that comes from Europe. So it's an interesting thing to find out. It's something I never would have guessed. It's something I suspected, you know, slavery and all that, history. But it goes a lot deeper, especially when you're someone like me who feels a lot of pain of their people. But I would also like to know all aspects of the world. So I have marked each and every region that I would like to go to based off of my DNA.
So it was worth it for you?
It was. Very enlightening too, because I apparently have a lot more cousins in my area that I didn't realize were my cousins.
Alright, now let's say you had a trust fund of $5,000 a month. Would you still work or would you just live off that?
Oh, I would still work.
Yeah. Oh, you said you're an actor, right? Can you do any impersonations?
Impersonation. Let's see. What's up, Doc? Having a nice day, are we?
Is that Bugs Bunny?
Yes, it is.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. And I can also do. I'm gonna take this off real quick. Hey guys. Goofy impression.
Goofy?
Yeah.
Oh, from the Disney?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
And if I really want to do something, I could do Stitch. Ohio, cousin. Hi.
That's the cartoon, right?
Yeah. Nigga took a meow.
Oh, so you know New York pretty well?
I think I do.
Alright, what are some good places to film videos like this in New York?
Well, this park for certain is. Oh, look at that. Hi. I like multiple areas that happen to be just so much in Manhattan. There's multiple areas within Brooklyn as well, especially I would recommend downtown Brooklyn around places such as Barclays Center. If you want to go to Harlem, a the whole entire scene there can be just different scenes every other block you could be on. The avenues are all
people want
different.
to be filmed?
People, I don't know, a lot of people seem to be shy.
Because a lot of parts of New York, they do not want to be filmed.
Yeah.
I went to some parts of Brooklyn, you know, Port Hamilton, and nobody wants to be filmed there. Even Central Park. You go to
New York, people are going to be very, very private.
Yeah, especially like families and stuff.
Oh, yes.
Like a family definitely ain't trying to be, you know, on one of these things.
No. The thing about that is because you never know, especially in a city such as, a problem could pop up at any point. And with most people, it's in your mind that you don't want such and such to somehow find you, that you was here doing whatever, and now your info is, you know, people basically worry a lot. It's a safety issue in the majority.
Now, speaking of videos, what made you want to do this video? Are you normally a guy that, you know, likes getting in front of the camera?
I am.
Have you been on other people's?
I suppose I am.
Have you been on other people's channels too?
Not channels, but many people have actually taken my picture for their Instagram pages, especially as of recently.
Yeah.
I don't know, just my muscles building.
Yeah. Now, are you a content creator yourself?
Soon to be. I'm actually working on a short film script right now.
Oh yeah. What's your platform gonna be?
YouTube and Instagram are the main things that I use. So those.
What's
I'm
your
thinking
goal?
of branching off into Twitch.
What's your goal? To get views or not?
My goal is to entertain and enlighten, and hopefully make some coin while doing it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. It's actually very difficult to get views.
Comes into me.
Yeah.
See, me specifically, especially with something that I plan on doing next year, when I start posting, I have no doubt it'll be a high amount of views because I can be very spontaneous.
Yeah.
And the type of things that I want to do is bound to grab attention.
What's your IG following looking like now?
Right now, under 500.
You're at 500?
About, yeah.
Okay. Alright, you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Let's see, 5 years from now, let's see. I would have bought my island and have started at least working on plans to construct an academy that I would like to build as my last thing to do in life. And I would also be working on my main career as a UFC fighter, while also working on my sidebar career as an entertainer. That
what kind of island we're talking about? In the Caribbean?
Caribbean would be nice, but I'm thinking somewhere more like around Belize. There's a beautiful island in Belize I've had my eye on for a while. I want to build an academy one day.
Yeah. Okay, now do you want to give a shout out to anybody? I mean, do you want to plug your social media?
Hello, y'all. My name is Juvon the Don Desire, Don of Desire.
Yeah.
Nice to meet y'all. I'm here in the lovely Washington Square Park.
Yeah.
It's a nice day. You can follow me on Instagram at usurper. That is at u period SUPE. I'm sorry. Ha! I might have to edit that. At u.surpe7.
You want to give a shout out to anybody?
I give a shout out to my homies, you know, Big P, Dimitri Dog, Neota, Talia, Elijah, Raquel, my mother, sis, you know, all the works, y'all. Y'all know I love y'all.
Do you have your permission to put this on the internet?
Oh yes, most definitely. You know, follow me, Juvon. Gonna be president in like 20 years. You know.
All right, thank you.
Good day, y'all.